Hey, and welcome to English Avenue Podcast.
Jake, do you think it's possible to feel something really strongly and still choose not to react?
Like feel it but not explode?
Exactly. Feel it fully and still pause.
That sounds really hard, honestly.
It is. But it's also one of the most powerful things a person can learn to do. And today, we're going to talk about exactly that. Hey, English learners. Welcome back to the English Leap podcast, your cozy little place to learn easy English through real everyday conversations. I'm Anna.
And I'm Jake. So glad you're here with us today.
Jake, before we get into the episode, I have to tell you something that happened to me this week.
Oh yeah? What happened?
Okay, so I sent my friend a voice message, a long one. I was telling her about something that was stressing me out, something personal, and I was really opening up. And she replied,
That's it? Just,
Just, no punctuation, no emoji, nothing. And I sat there thinking, does she hate me? Did I say too much? Is she busy? Is she upset with me? I went through every possible explanation in about 45 seconds.
And the actual reason was probably...
She was cooking. She told me later. She just said, because she was literally stirring a pot.
And yet your brain created a whole drama.
A whole drama with characters and a plot.
A full emotional movie from one tiny
Exactly. And here is the scary part. I was not reacting to what actually happened. I was reacting to what my mind imagined.
Oof, that is such a real sentence. Sometimes the situation is small, but the story in our head is huge.
And that is what today's episode is really about. How to stop reacting emotionally before the story in your mind takes control.
And this is a B2 level English conversation, so you'll learn natural English for emotional moments, misunderstandings, difficult conversations, and self-control.
And later, we have our upgraded word tour with only 6 powerful words.
Yes, fewer words, deeper teaching. We won't rush through them. We'll use real examples, useful sentence patterns, and show how each word works in different sentences.
So stay with us, because by the end of this episode, you won't just understand the topic, you'll also have better English to talk about emotional moments in a much more natural way.
And before we continue, if you're learning English with us, please like this episode and subscribe to the English Leap podcast.
It really helps our channel grow, and it helps more learners find calm, useful English conversations like this one.
And we have a question for you.
When you feel hurt, do you usually react immediately, or do you pause first?
Be honest, no judgment here.
Write in the comments, I react quickly, or I pause first.
And if your answer is, I react quickly, but I'm working on it, welcome to the club.
Yes, big club. Very emotional membership.
All right, let's begin with the first idea.
There are 2 types of people when life puts pressure on them.
And honestly, I think we have all been both types at different moments.
Yes. The first person faces a problem and immediately gets pulled into the emotion. Something goes wrong and their mind says, God, why is this happening to me again?
Oof, that is real. A rejection, a mistake, a bad day at work, a family argument, and suddenly it feels like life is personally against you.
Right. The challenge itself may already be hard, but then the mind adds another layer of pain.
Like the problem happens once in real life, but then it happens 10 more times in your head.
Yes, and that is where many people react. They do not only respond to the problem, they respond to the pressure, the fear, the memory, and the story around it.
So the emotion becomes louder than the actual situation.
Exactly. And sometimes we internalize the problem.
Internalize. That means we take something deeply into ourselves, right?
Yes. We do not just say, this was a hard moment. We start thinking, maybe something is wrong with me.
That's heavy.
It is. One rejection becomes, I'm not good enough. One criticism becomes, nobody respects me. One failed plan becomes, nothing ever works for me.
So the problem is painful, but then we turn it into a personal identity.
Yes, and that makes the reaction stronger. They feel hurt, so they speak from hurt. They feel angry, so they answer with anger. They feel disappointed, so they make a decision from disappointment.
And later, when they calm down, they think, why did I say that?
Oh, yes, that regret after reacting too quickly is such a heavy feeling.
And the second type of person?
The second person faces the same pressure. They still feel hurt, they still feel angry, they still feel disappointed, but they pause before they let that emotion control their next move.
So they don't pretend the problem is easy.
No, they just refuse to let the problem take over their whole mind.
That sounds like real strength.
It is. Not the kind of strength where you never feel pain, the kind where pain does not automatically control your words, your decisions, or your future.
So the difference is not who has problems. Everyone has problems.
The difference is who reacts from the first emotional wave and who waits long enough to choose a better response.
That is powerful.
One person becomes the emotion, the other person notices the emotion.
And that small difference can change the whole direction of a moment. And this connects to your story from the intro, right?
It does. My friend said, that was the fact.
Just one tiny sound.
Yes, but my mind did not stop at the fact. My mind created a whole meaning. Maybe she is bored. Maybe I shared too much. Maybe she does not care.
So the real problem was not only what happened, it was what your mind decided it meant.
Yes, and this is where black and white thinking becomes dangerous.
Because the mind stops seeing the middle.
Exactly. Black and white thinking is when your mind jumps to extremes, good or bad, perfect or terrible. They care about me or they do not care at all.
So instead of thinking maybe they're busy, your mind says they don't care.
Yes. Instead of thinking maybe that criticism can help me improve, your mind says I'm not good enough.
Instead of thinking one plan failed, your mind says nothing ever works for me.
And this is how we misinterpret a moment.
Misinterpret means we understand something in the wrong way.
Exactly. We take one piece of information and give it a painful meaning.
So we're not only seeing the situation, we're reading it through fear.
Exactly. A late reply becomes rejection. A different opinion becomes disrespect. One mistake becomes proof that you always fail.
And when you believe that story, your body reacts too.
Yes, your chest feels tight, your face gets warm, your voice wants to rise, your fingers want to type.
The thumb becomes a tiny emotional soldier.
Ready for battle.
But before the thumb goes to war, we can ask one question.
What question?
Do I know the full story?
That is such an important question.
Because sometimes we only know one piece, one word, one look, one tone, one moment.
And our mind tries to complete the whole puzzle with fear.
Yes, and fear is not always a good storyteller.
Fear is dramatic. Fear adds background music.
And thunder.
And slow motion.
But truth is often quieter.
So before we react, we can ask, is this a fact or is this a story?
The fact is, they replied late.
The story is, they do not care.
The fact is, they disagreed.
The story is, they are against me.
The fact is, I made a mistake.
The story is, I am a failure.
And when we separate the fact from the story, we get space.
And that space is where control comes back.
Okay, so let's talk about that control. Because some people may hear, don't react, and think it means, let people treat you badly.
Yes, and that is not what we mean.
Not reacting does not mean you have no boundaries.
And it does not mean you stay silent forever.
It means you do not let the first emotional wave decide your next move.
Yes, you may still need to speak. You may still need to say, that hurt me. You may still need to say, please don't speak to me like that.
But the difference is your words come from clarity, not panic.
Right. You are not trying to attack. You are trying to communicate.
That changes the whole energy.
It really does, because when we react from pain, we often want the other person to feel our pain too.
That is honest.
We say sharp things. We bring up old problems. We make the conversation bigger than it needed to be.
And sometimes we become defensive before we even understand what the other person meant.
Yes, defensive means you react as if you were being attacked.
So you start explaining, proving, interrupting, or protecting yourself immediately.
Exactly, even when no one is actually attacking you.
The body feels attacked, so the mouth starts building a wall.
That is such a good way to say it.
And then later, when we calm down, we think, that was not even what I wanted to say.
Yes, because the emotion spoke before the real you had a chance.
So taking back control starts inside, before the words come out.
What can we say to ourselves in that moment?
I do not have to respond from this feeling.
I like that. I do not have to respond from this feeling.
Because the feeling is real, but it doesn't have to be the boss.
The feeling can sit in the room, but it doesn't get to run the meeting.
That's perfect.
So when something hurts you, you can tell yourself, I am upset right now. I need a moment.
Or, I want to answer, but I should wait.
Or, maybe I do not know the full story yet.
These small sentences slow the reaction down.
And slowing down matters because emotional reactions often move faster than wisdom.
That is why the pause matters.
The pause is the small space between feeling something and doing something.
And sometimes that small space saves the whole conversation.
Yes, the pause can be as simple as putting your phone down.
Or taking one breath before answering.
Or saying, give me a minute. I want to respond properly.
That sentence is so useful. It's calm, but it's not cold.
Yes, you're not ignoring the person. You are protecting the conversation.
That is a beautiful way to say it. Protecting the conversation.
Because if I reply while I'm angry, I might win the moment, but damage the relationship.
And sometimes we do that. We win 5 seconds of satisfaction and create 5 days of awkwardness.
That is painfully accurate.
The pause helps you ask, what do I actually want here?
Do I want peace? Do I want clarity? Do I want to understand? Or do I just want to hurt them back?
That last one is real.
Very real. And we don't have to shame ourselves for feeling it.
But we also don't have to obey it.
Exactly. Not every feeling deserves immediate action.
Because an impulsive reply can feel powerful for 5 seconds, but it can create a problem that lasts much longer.
Impulsive means acting too quickly, right? Acting before thinking carefully?
Yes, and one impulsive sentence can escalate the whole conversation.
Escalate means to make something bigger, worse, or more intense.
So the pause is not only about calming yourself, it's also about protecting the situation from becoming bigger.
Exactly. If someone criticizes you, pause.
If a plan fails, pause.
If you feel rejected, pause.
If you feel embarrassed, pause.
Because embarrassment can make us react very quickly.
That is so true. Sometimes we're not angry, we're just embarrassed. And anger is trying to protect us.
Anger walks in like a very loud bodyguard.
With no training.
None.
So the pause gives you time to see what is really happening inside.
Am I hurt? Am I afraid? Am I feeling ignored? Am I feeling disrespected?
So once you name the feeling, it becomes easier to choose the response.
And that is the difference between reacting and responding.
Reacting is fast. Responding is chosen.
Reacting says, I feel this, so I will act now.
Responding says, I feel this, so I will slow down and choose carefully.
That is the skill we're building.
But Anna, what if someone says, if I pause, people will think I am weak?
I understand that fear, but pausing is not weakness.
Then what is it?
Pausing is self-control. Pausing means you're strong enough not to be controlled by every problem, every comment, every mood, or every difficult moment around you.
So the calm person is not the person who feels nothing.
Right. The calm person is the person who feels something and still chooses wisely.
That feels like the heart of the episode.
It is. Because not reacting is not about becoming emotionless.
It is about becoming clear.
And it's also about becoming kind to your future self.
Your future self?
Yes, because your present emotion may want to send the angry message, quit suddenly, shout back, or make a big decision, but your future self has to live with the result.
Oof, that is true.
Your future self has to explain it, apologize for it, repair it, or feel uncomfortable about it.
So before reacting, we can ask, will my future self thank me for this?
Yes, that question is simple but powerful.
If the answer is no, maybe pause.
Maybe definitely pause.
Maybe definitely. Strong grammar, weak logic.
Emotionally accurate grammar.
Fair enough.
And after you practice this again and again, something changes.
What changes?
You start trusting yourself more.
Because you know you can handle the feeling.
Yes, you can feel hurt and not fall apart. You can feel angry and not become cruel. You can feel misunderstood and not over-explain immediately.
That is powerful.
And this is where restraint becomes important.
Restraint means stopping yourself from doing something even when you really want to do it.
Yes, restraint means you feel something strongly, but you do not let the strongest feeling choose your action.
So restraint is not weakness.
No. Restraint is strength with control.
And it helps you care deeply without losing yourself.
Exactly. Some people think not reacting means I don't care.
But that is not true. You can care and still stay steady.
You can love someone and still say, I need a moment.
You can respect someone and still say, I want to talk about this later.
You can be peaceful without being passive.
And you can be honest without being harsh.
So if we connect everything, the journey looks like this. Life puts pressure on you. You internalize the problem. Your mind may misinterpret the story. You become defensive. You feel impulsive. The situation can escalate. And then restraint helps you choose a better response.
That is the whole emotional journey.
Exactly. You can react immediately.
Or you can pause, question the story, and choose your response.
And that one small pause can protect your peace, your words, and sometimes even your relationships.
So before we move into the word tour, let's leave our listeners with one sentence.
What sentence?
Not reacting does not mean I feel nothing. It means I am choosing what deserves my energy.
That is beautiful.
And now let's learn the words that will help us talk about this whole emotional process in better English.
All right, it's time for the word tour.
Today we're going deeper with 6 words from this conversation.
Yes, words that help us explain what happens inside us before we react.
Let's begin with the first one.
Our first word is internalize.
Internalize means to take something deeply into yourself, emotionally or mentally.
So if someone criticizes you and you start thinking, maybe I'm not good enough, you are internalizing the criticism.
Ah, so the comment was outside, but I carried it inside.
Exactly. You can say, I'm trying not to internalize negative comments.
Or I internalized what they said.
Yes, and internalized describes something already carried inside you, like internalized pressure or internalized fear.
So if I say he carries a lot of internalized pressure, it means the pressure has been sitting inside him for a long time.
Exactly. And that pressure may not even come from today. It may come from old expectations, old criticism, or old fear.
That feels real.
Mini conversation?
You seemed quiet after the meeting. Are you okay?
I think I internalized the feedback. It felt like he was criticizing me as a person.
Maybe the feedback was about the work, not about you.
Perfect. That is the difference.
Quick correction. Don't say, I internalized myself.
Say, I internalized the comment, I internalized the criticism, or I internalized what they said.
So instead of saying, I took it too personally, say, I internalized it. Our second word is misinterpret.
Misinterpret means to understand something in the wrong way.
This word is perfect for emotional moments because sometimes we react to what we thought something meant.
Give me a simple example.
Someone replies late and I think they are ignoring me.
Yes, you may be misinterpreting the late reply.
So the fact is they replied late, but my mind says they don't care.
Exactly. A useful sentence is, maybe I misinterpreted your message.
That sounds much calmer than you were rude.
Very much calmer. You can also say, I misinterpreted your tone.
Or I misinterpreted your silence.
Yes, and the noun is misinterpretation.
Like, the argument started because of a simple misinterpretation.
Perfect. That means someone understood something wrongly and the whole situation became bigger.
Mini conversation?
When I said I needed space, I didn't mean I was angry.
I think I misinterpreted it. I thought you were upset with me.
No, I just needed time to calm down.
That is such a useful sentence. I think I misinterpreted it.
Quick correction. Don't say, I misinterpreted about your message.
Say, I misinterpreted your message, or I misinterpreted what you said.
So instead of saying, I understood it wrong, say, I misinterpreted it.
And that one sentence can save a conversation.
Our third word is defensive.
Defensive means reacting as if you are being attacked.
Even when the other person may not be attacking you.
So if someone gives me feedback and I immediately start explaining myself, I might be defensive?
Yes. You can say, I got defensive when I heard the feedback.
That means I felt like I had to protect myself.
Exactly. And you can also say, he sounded defensive, or my reaction was defensive.
What about defensiveness?
Defensiveness is the noun. For example, his defensiveness made the conversation harder.
So his protective reaction blocked the conversation.
Yes. And defend is the verb. Defend means to protect.
Like, I defended my friend.
Exactly. Defend is not always negative, but defensive often means you are protecting yourself too quickly or too emotionally.
So defending can be necessary, but getting defensive can make the conversation difficult.
Perfect difference.
Mini conversation?
Can I be honest? That comment sounded a little sharp.
Sharp? I was just explaining.
I'm not attacking you. I just want to tell you how it felt.
Okay, sorry, I got defensive for a second.
That is a mature sentence.
Quick correction, don't say, I became defend.
Say, I got defensive, or I became defensive.
Instead of saying, I reacted like I was attacked, say, I got defensive.
Defensive is such a useful word for family talks, work feedback, and relationships.
Our fourth word is impulsive.
Impulsive means acting too quickly without thinking carefully about the result.
It is the word for that fast emotional action.
So, if I send an angry message immediately, that was impulsive?
Exactly. You can say, sending that message was impulsive.
Or I made an impulsive decision.
Yes, and impulse is the noun. An impulse is a sudden, strong urge to do something.
Like, I had the impulse to reply immediately.
Perfect. You can also say, I resisted the impulse.
Ooh, that is useful. I resisted the impulse to answer back.
And impulsively is the adverb. It tells us how you did something.
Like, I reacted impulsively.
Or, I spoke impulsively.
Or, I replied impulsively.
Basically, my calm self was not invited to the meeting.
Exactly. Your emotional self grabbed the microphone.
Mini conversation?
Did you reply to that message?
Yes, I replied too fast. It was impulsive.
What did you say?
Something my calm self would not approve of.
Painfully honest.
Quick correction. Don't say, I did impulsive.
Say, I was impulsive, or I acted impulsively.
So instead of saying, I did it without thinking, say, I acted impulsively.
And remember, the pause helps you decide if that impulse deserves your action. Our fifth word is escalate.
Escalate means to become bigger, worse, or more intense.
This word is useful when a small conversation turns into a big argument.
So if two people start calmly, but then they begin shouting, the situation escalated?
Yes, you can say the situation escalated.
Or the conversation escalated into an argument.
Exactly. And if you want to avoid making things worse, you can say, I don't want to escalate this.
That sounds calm. Like, I'm angry, but I'm trying not to make this bigger.
Yes, and escalation is the noun.
Like, we need to avoid escalation.
Yes, that sounds a little formal, but still useful.
And the opposite is de-escalate?
Yes, de-escalate means to make a situation calmer.
So, I tried to de-escalate the argument.
Perfect.
So if I send 5 angry voice notes, I am escalating.
5 angry voice notes is not communication. That is a documentary series.
Episode 1. Why did you say okay?
Episode 2. The silence continues.
Mini conversation.
Why didn't you reply immediately?
I was angry, and I knew my reply would escalate the conversation.
So what did you do?
I waited. Then I asked, did I understand you correctly?
That question can de-escalate the moment.
Quick correction. Don't say, the problem escalated big.
Say, the problem escalated, or the problem became bigger.
So instead of saying, I don't want to make this worse, say, I don't want to escalate this. Our final word is restraint.
Restraint means the ability to stop yourself from doing something, especially when you really want to do it.
This word is the heart of not reacting.
So, if I want to reply angrily, but I stop myself, is that restraint?
Yes, you showed restraint.
Showed restraint. That sounds natural.
Very natural. You can say, she showed restraint and didn't reply angrily.
You can also say, I'm learning to practice restraint.
That means I'm learning to control my reaction.
What about restrained?
Restrained is the adjective. For example, his response was restrained.
So his response was calm and controlled, not explosive.
Exactly.
And restrain.
Restrain is the verb. You can say, I restrained myself from replying.
Or I restrained myself from saying something rude.
That is useful.
Mini conversation.
You looked angry in the meeting, but you stayed calm.
I was angry, but I practiced restraint. I didn't want the conversation to escalate.
That was wise.
Restraint saved me from saying something I would regret.
Quick correction. Don't say, I did restraint.
Say, I showed restraint, I practiced restraint, or I restrained myself.
So instead of saying, I stopped myself, say, I showed restraint.
Restraint is not weakness.
It is self-command.
Now we want your practice.
Write one sentence in the comments using one of today's words.
You can write, I misinterpreted the situation.
Or, I got defensive during the conversation.
Or, I showed restraint and did not reply immediately.
We would love to read your sentences.
And that brings us to the end of today's episode.
Remember, not reacting does not mean you feel nothing.
It means you are giving yourself a moment to choose your response.
So this week, when something upsets you, pause for a second and ask, do I know the full story?
If this episode helped you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who may need this reminder.
And don't forget to write your sentence in the comments using one word tour word.
Take care of your English.
And take care of your heart.
This is Anna.
And this is Jake.
And you have been listening to the English Leap podcast. Bye!
Your progress doesn't end here. To continue advancing your English skills, click on the next video or explore the additional videos we've thoughtfully selected for you.